refrigerator?
Because we've had so many guests today.
I'll just check it.
Kenny the Jet Smith.
I'm going in the refrigerator without asking. I'm not.
Please do. You can get glasses out of the cupboard and everything.
Appreciate you,
Steve Smith, Channing Frye still with us, and we've got a treat for you guys. The latest returns for NBA All-Star voting.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The third set have been released. This is the last set we'll see before they announce it. Let's start off with the East, guys. Front court and guards, Trae Young still first place among the East guards. Thoughts?
I mean, he's popular. I mean, his popularity in college was off the charts. You look at his Q rating, it's probably off the charts. So, yeah, I'm not surprised at that. I am surprised in the fact that, they're not winning and people are still that excited about it. Yeah, that does surprise me. But his stellar play and he's a highlight reel. Every game where he shoots from, Shannon, it's like he does things very Steph Curry-like, Steffortless. I would say.
I agree with you. I mean, listen, I got in a big Twitter war about this, and I think
you got in a war. Why? What's your position? I didn't see.
It's 100%. I don't think you should have an all-star player if your team is last in the league.
Okay.
That's just me. And everyone was like, "Well, you're hating on Trae." I think Trae is amazing. I think Trae is going to be an all-star basically his whole career. I just don't think you should reward somebody being that good and your team is that bad. And all I'm saying, just don't be last. Like. Right. You don't have to have a winning record. Like, I think Bradley
you can be close to last, but you can't be last.
You can't be last.
13th, you saying?
Don't be last. You get 9 games? Come on, man. The Golden State Warriors are missing 4 or 5 players. They're missing almost everybody. And they've won 9 games.
Right.
With players that are G League guys. You got to be better for your team if you are up. And that's how I hold All-Stars. And I had this conversation. You could take probably 10 guys who have been All-Stars and put them on the Hawks, they're not going to be last. You could put Bradley Beal on the Hawks, they're not going to be last. Bradley Beal is doing more with less in Washington. And Kemba Walker did more. I remember some of Kemba Walker's teams, I said, y'all got to be joking.
Yeah.
But they were competitive. You had to take them seriously because Kemba Walker was that good.
So tell me, what would you want Trae Young to do differently?
It's not up to Trae Young. But if he goes there, you're not rewarding the organization for putting him in a situation to succeed. Right? If he doesn't make it, then everyone's like, well, why doesn't Trae Young make it? Well, you can't be last.
Yeah, well, then you said something. I don't know if it was a Freudian slip or a real slip, but I'm going to take it. You're rewarding the organization for him making the All-Star. And maybe the organization should not be rewarded to having an All-Star when you have a dead last product.
Right.
Maybe that's the calling. But for him, the reason I agree with you most of the time, the only reason I defer a little bit in this case is because the astronomical numbers.
Right.
If the numbers were, 26, 25, 23 a game, bro, you're gonna sit this one out. But his numbers become so astronomical at times that
3 and 4 with points and assists.
It's just
the assists. What I think to add with the astronomical scoring,
right.
That's where. He is, if you're saying he's playing with bad players, he's still getting assists. I know he has his usage rate.
Right.
But I think for him, how can you penalize him?
No, you can't. And that's
the part
I would just say anybody. I would have the same
Not him,
argument if it was LeBron, if it was Giannis.
I agree with you. I totally agree. And I'm on the fence. I'm really on the fence with it because, typically, I think that all-stars come from winning teams. They create the environment of winning. And is he going to do that? It seems like he can.
Yeah.
But is he doing it today?
No.
I see the argument. So there's no right answer to it. So your war I think, is going to be a
well, it's over now. I had to squash.
Stalemate. It's going to be a stalemate.
Let's take a look at the West, gentlemen.
You know me. I like a good argument now. Look.
Smitty, we're talking about captains here. Remember, that's what they're going for. That's the only reason why you care if you're the leading vote getter. So you can be the captain. LeBron and Luka.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it'll still be LeBron James. And, obviously it's a popularity vote. Luka's playing well, but LeBron James will still be my captain. Of his play, of his popularity, and his winning, everything you add for an all-star, LeBron will still be my captain of the Western Conference.
Well, popularity contest, this is what it is, but he's also one of the greatest in the game. So it's a little bit of both. Obviously, we see the popularity with Trae and not the resume to back it up, and then we see LeBron with the popularity and the resume to back it up. So it's all about popularity and how much we show teams, how much we talk about them, how many commercials they're in. That gets you in the starting lineup. You know, guys like initially, you know, he became an all-star, but initially Steve Francis back in the era was one of those guys that playing with Yao Ming, he was voted in before he was ready to be an all-star. Then he was ready to be an all-star, but he was voted in early as a starter over some guys who were having, you know, better careers.
Kenny Channing, do you think something should change if a guy is playing at a high level and he's a small market and he's just not getting those over?
Atlanta's not a small market.
Not Atlanta. I'm taking Trey out. I'm taking Trey out of it. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? There's some guys that have been in small markets.
Donovan Mitchell. If Donovan Mitchell was doing, like Donovan Mitchell missed out.
If he was in New York,
he would have made the All-Star team.
Right.
You know, on those times, but he didn't. So yeah, Mike Conley, those years in Memphis,
all those years,
he would have, you know, 3 or 4 of those years, he would have been an All-Star. Yeah. He would have if he was in different markets.
If it came down to Devin Booker or Ja Morant as that last place in the All-Star game, who do you think should go?
Oof.
I'm going, man.
Who do you want to see, or who do you think deserves it?
Who do you want to see? No, I'm saying
I want to see Ja
what
Morant. I want to see Ja Morant, but who deserves it? That's the question.
I would say
you got to say Devin Booker.
No, I don't have to say that.
Deserves it?
No.
Deserves it?
I'm saying his body of work.
Oh,
Are we talking about this year?
This year or
the body of work?
Let's just talk
about this year.
We'll just talk this year.
Because you got to.
If you're talking this year,
it's hard to talk
it's Ja
this
Morant.
year. It is.
If it's just this year, but the body of work.
Body of work is
Devin.
This year, I think it's Ja.
Yeah. Do you think Ja makes it?
No, I don't think a rookie.
I don't think a rookie makes it either.
I don't think they want, but that record. What are they?
Who knows? Listen, we are watching Memphis Grizzlies games.
When's the last time they snubbed the playoffs?
With Zebo.
With
Zebo,
Conley.
Right.
Come
on, man. That's what.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to talk more about Ja Morant.
I don't think my daughter was born
when we come back. Look what he's doing. He is fun to watch.
Chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, but he makes you win, too.
Jaw dropper.
Ja like.